Lokoz Boxing here. Today we're going to talk about the Miguel Berchelt versus the Oscar Valdez fight. It has finally been confirmed for February 20th, 2021. This fight was actually supposed to happen on December 12th, 2020 to end the year, but Berchelt ended up getting COVID-19, which obviously delayed the fight. Berchelt is to defend his WC super featherweight belt against the former world champ Valdez, and this fight will take place none other than the MGM Grand Bubble in Las Vegas. This MGM Grand Bubble has actually allowed us to continue having fights during this pandemic. So the thoughts on this fight, it's very exciting. I can't think of a better fight that I'd like to see or watch at this time. I think it's going to be a very even match. Both fighters have a high knockout percentage. If we look at Miguel Berchelt, he stands at 89% KO, and Valdez at 79% KOs. Valdez is about 1 year older than his opponent. Berchelt has a longer reach than Valdez. Overall, Berchelt has more experience than Valdez, and the stats say it all. I find it hard to pick a clear winner here since both fighters have a very explosive style. They both keep going forward and forward. As previously mentioned, this is a very even match. I really struggled to find a clear winner. However, there is a little setback. Lately, Oscar Valdez, as he's been training with Eddie Reynoso, the Canelo's trainer, has kind of switched up his style a little bit. I think he kind of got scared he kind of a little scared after his jaw came off and he had to fight the rest of the fight with this jaw dislocated. However, with that being said, it looks like now he's trying to switch up his style so that he doesn't take as many hits while he's trying to do the damage, which is wise from his perspective. However, he's trying to transform into a different type of fighter, one that he himself is not used to, and this could cost him the fight. In his last couple of fights, he hasn't looked as good as he did before, in my opinion, and I think Miguel Berchelt will actually take advantage of this and try to destroy him. Who do I think will win if I had to pick a winner? I want to lean towards Valdez just because if he's able to pull off whatever it is that his trainer is trying to transform him into, kind of a swifter style where he doesn't take a lot of hits but he can go ahead and dish it out, then I think Valdez would win. But I still think it's a very competitive fight, and nonetheless it's the fight to watch. In my opinion, Miguel Berchelt is a monster when it comes to getting in that ring, and this is going to be the realest test that Valdez is going to have. This will either make him or break him, in my opinion. I mean, it's not all over if he loses. You'll still have a very exciting rematch, but if he does defeat him, this is his biggest challenge, his biggest achievement, especially after having to transform his boxing style to accommodate what he's wanting to pull off now. And will Eddie Reynoso be able to complete his training by the time he gets in the ring with Berchelt? Will Valdez have learned what Eddie's trying to pull off here? Will they be able to work together the right way to be able to outbox him? Seems like Valdez is trying to box a little more rather than to just go for the knockouts. And it's really hard when you have a veteran fighter trying to learn a new style. At the end of the day, you can see Valdez go back to what he's used to do when he finds himself in a troubled spot, and he doesn't seem to be able to pull off what Eddie has been trying to teach him in the previous fights. But we will definitely see what happens on February 20th. As for Berchelt, I don't expect any less of him. I expect him to make this a very, very competitive and interesting and exciting fight. So if that's what you're into, explosive fights, you cannot miss this fight on February 20th. That's all for today. Lokoz Boxing.